Hello, beloved Starseed commanders, wayshowers, and light workers. Welcome back. I'm Nikki, and yes, it's been a minute. Um, I haven't been on for a few months now. I've spent the first part of 2026 actually building my website, working on several books, and just healing energy around me and yeah, just riding this crazy wave. We have quite a wild timeline that we're on right now. So I've just been waiting to see what is going to happen next. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Nikki, I'm a starseed. And my journey began a little over a year ago where I began channeling messages from my higher self and my galactic team. And anybody can do this. And I do talk about this in my books about how you can silence your mind and go within and just listen and reflect on the miracles that are happening within you. And this is a direct reflection of what is happening around you. Okay, so from the macrocosm, the microcosm, and beyond, this really triggered some amazing works that came forward. I am not a writer by trade. I just happened to start doing it. I was divinely guided to start doing it, okay, a little over a year ago. And it has been an incredible journey. And someone tapped in and said, "Hey, are you still teaching?" I'm like, well, I'm not really a teacher, but yeah, I guess, I'm learning every day and I'm exploring things and I'm sharing them with the collective. But I don't like to make noise unless it's, authentic. It's of quality, not quantity. I will not be overriding or flooding uh, your feed with just endless babble and gossip or whatever. Okay, this is not clickbait by any means. This is actually part of what is a reflection of discovering the mysteries. Okay, and for those of you who are seekers, it's all about the journey that we all take at some point when we decide there's got to be more to life. And that's where I come in to say, yes, there absolutely is more to life. And once you take that step, and once you invite in your guides or your angels, archangels, ancestors, whoever you choose to work with spiritually, whatever archetype you choose, there's no going back. There's no going back to being in that little box, right? Consciously, because you just start expanding and expanding and expanding. And if you don't slow it down and try to just document things, you will pretty much miss the entire ride, because I can with certainty tell you that, I was not having conversations on this level a year ago. Okay. So, or preceding these transmissions, and I'm always amazed at what comes through. Normally it's normal stuff. And I have Zeus here. Hi, everyone. Zeus and Xena, who's around here somewhere. They've been pretty much my support team, okay, through the chaos. And it's really amazing the kind of energy you get from your pets, right? Very grounded energy, very supportive, very loving and nurturing energy. This is how it feels when you surrender to spirit and just allow things to flow through you without judgment. Listen with an open heart. Now, channeling is something anyone can do. It is not like you are surrendering your body or your spirit to some entity or some unknown being. And, that's not what it's about. It's about going within and channeling what is within you. Okay. Unlocking the keys within you, unlocking yourself. Okay. This knowledge is there because your soul is timeless and anyone can tap into the universe. They can tap into the energy, the source of all that is, and bring forward whatever knowledge and wisdom they are seeking. They do not have to look outside of themselves. They can do it for guidance, of course, but the answers are already within. And this is how it was for thousands and thousands of years on Earth, okay, until I would say the last, I don't know, 10,000 years, okay, whenever the patriarchy came along and kind of threw us into this, insane timeline. Okay, I would say about 8,000 BC, right? Where things just seemed to fall out of balance more and more. And so spirit was taken into buildings, okay, into churches and temples and things like that. When most people in their natural state want to be out in nature, right? They want to surround themselves with as much of nature as possible, okay? Their temple are the heavens, literally, the sky, okay? Daytime or nighttime, this is it, okay? And so, if you can be in a point in your path where you are free from external influences, or someone who steps in and says you must believe this or that, and you're unable to question your own reality. I mean, it's not until you declare your own sovereignty that you can take the next step. And the next step, the first step, is always just to be open. Open your mind, open your heart, open your spirit. Okay. Blank slate. Okay. And question every single thing you've ever learned. Question what you've been experiencing. Question if you are someone who says, why is this always happening to me? Instead of, what am I broadcasting? What am I sending out? Are you an actor? Are you a drama king or drama queen? Are you reacting to every single thing that happens to you? Or are you a director? Are you a commander of your own reality, your own dimension? Are you a multi-dimensional commander, which is what Starseed commanders are? Are you able to handle yourself energetically is the key word here. Because once you do that, you run the day. The day doesn't run you. You are choosing where you spend your energy. You are choosing when to reclaim your time, go back within, be at peace, be serene, and then you are refocused on what truly matters, okay? And so it's really about self-mastery. You're not here trying to control other people or decide what other people think or believe. You figure out what it means to you. What is your truth? Okay, what is it that is really what you feel is your true purpose here on Earth in this timeline? Because right now, this is it. This is the greatest show in the galaxy, okay? Probably the universe. This is a very advanced school, okay, planet Earth. So with that, I did want to touch base with everyone because I know it's been a while. And I do want to share a few announcements here about my work, okay? So, yeah, I've produced the Starseed Chronicles, okay, which is this really awesome new series. It's sci-fi, but it still touches upon a lot of truth. It's very X-Files, okay? And I've never done anything like this before, but I do touch upon the mysteries in each book. So far, I have book 1, which is the Orion Protocol. Book 2 is the Sirius Directive. Book 3 is the Andromeda Initiative, and book 4 is the Draco Dominion. So you will be very entertained with that. It reads like a Hollywood script. Okay, so just be aware of that. And that was just for fun, but it turned out to be a very profound line of work. And I did want to get it down and get it out there for those of you who are really into that sort of thing. Because a lot of times over the years, I've noticed there are some things that you will not find the answers to in the nonfiction section. You have to go beyond it. You have to explore philosophy and fantasy and all other forms of consciousness to find the answer to what it is you're trying to explore. So I also worked on the Laniakea Consciousness series, which includes Laniakea Rising, followed by Beyond Laniakea, and Beyond the Void. Okay, so that series was really about tapping into the consciousness of over 100,000 galaxies, which makes up the Laniakea supercluster. Try to imagine this. Okay, we're just in the Milky Way galaxy. Sometimes we connect with Andromeda, okay, because that is our future timeline. The Milky Way eventually collides with Andromeda, for those who don't know. But there are neighboring galaxies, and we don't think about this every day. But think about the consciousness behind our neighboring galaxies and what's beyond that. Okay, so I was working with my guides, and they encouraged me to go beyond that. Okay, and I did. And I kept going out as far as I could until I reached the void. Okay, and so that was a very interesting journey. It's a trilogy. It's really about, again, internal journeys, traveling inward to see outward. Okay, and I know this is not new. I'm sure the druids did this, the shamans did this, all this, but only I can walk my path my way. And that's the same with you. So be encouraged. If you feel that your story is so profound, you must share it. Don't think that just because you're not seeing it in the mainstream or hearing about it or whatever, that it's not as important as what is happening inside of you. Because internal worlds are what we are seeing reflected externally. So the more peace you bring into your life, the more peaceful the world around you seems to be, okay? Whereas if you are reacting to every single thing on social or on the news or whatever, you're gonna feel drained all the time because you're emotionally sending out your attention to wherever you're, scattered. So without spiraling, bring it back in, dial it down a bit, go in and, resume your breathing from your crown through your root chakras, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, okay, and exhaling all of that stress, okay, or stagnant energy. Shake it out. Okay. A lot of us, we're so cooped up in our offices or our homes that we're not getting enough fresh air or whatever. We're not getting enough exercise. We're not getting enough, even if it's just yoga. We have to stretch. We have to move the body. Okay. So that is something for someone. I don't know why that came through, but someone needed to hear that. You're not moving enough. You need to stretch it out and be flexible. Okay. And be easy on yourself. Don't try to do it all. I'm picking up on somebody. Sorry, I am picking up on somebody who struggles with things, with physical things. Someone's having trouble physically with things that didn't used to take up as much energy for them. That person's being encouraged to ask for help. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're overloaded or overworked or overwhelmed with something, but there's help coming. And I don't know what this is. Maybe it's you're struggling with laundry. Maybe you need to hire a laundry service to come and do your laundry. I know this sounds crazy to say this, you guys. I'm just picking this up for someone who needs to hear this. Whatever it is, you don't have to do it all. Learn to delegate. Learn to ask for help. That is the most important lesson, is just saying, hey, I need help with this, or doing a bit of research and seeing how can I handle this better. It's really not about you being weak or strong. It's about adapting to change. Okay, whatever this is for you. And I do apologize. I got off topic, but I picked this up when I'm trying to open up to what I feel the collective needs to hear in this time. And this is a timeless message. So whoever needs to hear this and you're overwhelmed with something, reach out, but that's the example that came to me. Okay. Anyway, I also been working on the Anuana Codex, which is part of, I would say, a supplemental to the Anuana Chronicles, okay, which is an 8-part book series I have behind me right here, the Starseed Commander's mission and so on. And but the Anuana Codex is really something that hints at what I've been picking up recently, which are binary codes, which I did not expect to pick up. But it leans toward the more complicated messages that tend to come through, the more advanced messages that tend to come through, and you don't know, what is this? What do I do with this? Okay, that's kind of where the codex comes in, because there were times when I was channeling and I'm like, I'm not sure where I'm getting this. It sounds like I'm communicating with a bear or something because it was fragmented. Okay, but yeah, very complicated terms were coming through, like stellar nucleosynthesis. Yeah, that wasn't even part of my vocabulary, okay, until I worked on that on that book, which is about the birth of stars, okay, and the fact that we are all stardust, okay. So anyway, very interesting stuff, and these are all available in all formats, okay, ebooks, paperback, hardcover. They are being considered for audiobooks through Amazon. There's something called beta. So I have to wait for Amazon to approve these to put them on Audible. But hopefully, within a reasonable amount of time, that will be something for those of you out there who are waiting on those audiobooks. They are coming. They are coming. Eventually, they are coming. It is already done, right? That's how we manifest. We have to say it already is. We already know that timeline already exists. Whatever it is we wish to achieve, whatever it is we wish to experience, whatever it is we wish to bring forward, it's already done. All of this is already done. And we're remembering how it was done. We're remembering the how-to. We're remembering the details. We're remembering the journey of it all. It's like watching a movie play back, okay? So that is definitely something that, I wanted to, explore different layers of, because there's different levels to what I'm sharing with you guys. The consciousness of it all, the growth, understanding of who you really are. That's the ultimate question of life. Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I getting things in this, in this aspect? And what do I do with this now that I have it? Okay. So there's a point where information is not enough. You need application. That is why I created the Starseed Commanders training manual. You're going to love this. Okay. Because it's a one-stop shop. In fact, the subtitle is so extensive. I have notes here because the Starseed Commanders Training Manual, how to access the Akashic Records, channel higher guidance, heal your energy, and manifest your highest timeline. Yeah, that's a lot, but I do touch upon all of that because everything I've learned came down to one shift. Most people are reacting to life instead of directing it. So here's something simple you can start today. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what am I broadcasting now? Because your thoughts, your energy, your state, they're always sending a signal. Okay? I'm going to say this again. You're sending signals through the universe about how you feel and how you want to feel. Okay? And if they're in conflict, balance that out. Broadcast what you want, what you desire. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. I know you've heard this 1,000 times, but until you feel it, nothing changes. You have to feel it. We've always known this on a spiritual level. You can go back through human history. They've always known this. And then they lose it to a cataclysm every time we've had to repeat a cycle and rebuild civilizations. I'm not saying it was all yabba dabba do back in the day. It's been hard. These have been extremely trying and hard cycles. Earth is go big or go home. That is Earth, okay? It is not for people who play small. You're not here by accident. You've got this. You know this, okay? But when you become aware that you are a signal, and everything that you're emitting from your your frequency, your body energy, your energetic field, okay? You are stepping into your power, that I am consciousness. You're stepping into your power, okay? So stop reacting, start directing. What am I broadcasting? Ask yourself, what am I broadcasting? Your energy is a signal. This is your power. You need to figure out what your superpower is. It's probably something you don't even really like about yourself. Figure it out. There's someone I work with. They're very obsessed with their weight. They're always like, oh God, I'm so fat. Oh, I need to lose weight. Or I need to do that. And I'm like, you don't get it. That is your superpower. You were given a strong body for a reason. You cannot possibly take on what you are doing at whatever advanced level you're at. You couldn't possibly do that in a smaller, weaker, frailer body. Okay. And I'm not here to encourage either or any or whatever body type you are. Love your body. If you have been blessed with a body, love it. Show yourself all that love. Do not wait for someone else to love it. Love it for you. Okay. Love yourself. I've said this in other videos. How is anyone else going to really love you if you don't love yourself? We don't love ourselves enough. And then we wonder why we're exhausted all the time because we're so busy loving everyone else. We're giving everyone else what they want when they need. We're dropping everything to come to everyone else's rescue but our own. And this is something where it's like, if you don't love yourself, okay, it's more of the psychological imbalance than anything. But once that psychological balance is restored, everything else goes into balance. Your body is going through so much. It's probably fighting things. It's fighting to stay alive, to function, to do all the things you put it through. And you have to ask for help when you need it, of course. But it's about understanding your superpower, especially if you are a woman who has been descended from thousands of other women who had to be strong enough to survive, okay? Had to survive the dark ages, the middle ages, the iron ages, the stone ages, all these ages where, it's never been perfect. It's never been like paradise, really. There's always been some challenge, but for you to be blessed with the body of your ancestors, and I'm saying this because you've been programmed to think outside of, whatever you've been programmed to think of as beautiful. This is something that is all about reclaiming your sovereignty, reclaiming your sense of self, acknowledging the power within, understanding you are not just your body, you are a spirit, you are divine consciousness, and that you can take any form in any lifetime. You're not trapped where you are. If there's something you don't like about yourself, change it, adapt, figure out what it is that's going to make you happy, because no one's going to, make you happy. You have to figure out for yourself what that is. Okay. So if you're missing something, you're lacking something, whatever it is, give it to yourself first. Again, if that plane's going down, put that oxygen mask on first before you help someone else. Take time out. A lot of you are in hermit because it's too much out there. The world is too much. And if you're in hermit, you're in hermit. Do that. Everyone needs their fortress of solitude. But when you're ready to go back out there and face the world, you have to be bold. You have to be strong for yourself. Okay. And that energy is contagious, because if you're in a good mood, it's infectious. It's like everyone like, oh my God, yeah, thank you. Because it's all about attitude. It's about consciousness. It's about being all you are here to be. To break the cycle of sadness is what I'm really trying to get down to right now. Because you live in a world that wants you to be sad about everything. About your bills, your taxes, whatever it is, the price of gas, the price of life, the price of whatever. And what you have to do is reclaim your sovereignty and be happy no matter what. Be happy just to be alive. Be content. Learn to find joy in simplicity. Learn to go within. Make a list of things that are, of concern to you, things you want addressed. Make a list. Do it every day. Like before you go to bed, say, okay, these are 5 things I want to get done tomorrow. Okay. Let your subconscious mind process all that so that you're to the point where you're like, it's already done. I already know how to do this. I've done this before. It's repetition. I've got this, right? It's the same. Focus on your intent. Okay. And this is about being more of a director in life, more about directing your own actions rather than being so reactive and feeling out of control or overwhelmed or out of sorts or whatever. Okay. Everybody always feels like the grass is greener on the other side, right? Everyone feels like, oh, life is so much easier for this person or that person. You have no idea what those people have been through in their lives. We don't know. We haven't walked in their shoes. Okay. So everyone has something, and you only have enough or as much as you can handle, or you wouldn't still be standing. That's the fight song right there. Elton John, I'm still standing. Okay. So step into your power. Step into your power. Be unapologetic about yourself. If you're curvy-licious, be curvy-licious. Deal with it. If you're, either it's like, it's, use it. Figure out what it is. What is your superpower? What is something that's been bugging you? Maybe you don't like your hair, or maybe you don't like the car you drive. Maybe you don't like whatever. Figure it out. Because that is placed there for you to transcend, transform, grow beyond. Maybe you don't like your job. Figure out whatever it's going to be that's going to make you happy. Figure out what it's going to take to fix it. If you're having relationship problems, do you want to invest in a counselor, or you just want to just keep fighting? Take the first step, take the next step, okay? But make the change. Don't keep on repeating the same negative cycle every day. Make a change, even if it's small. Just say, I'm going to break the cycle today. We're moving further away. We're going to reclaim our time here. This is not going to be an 8-hour problem. This is going to be a 30-minute issue that I resolve and move on from that, or circle back. Okay. And yes, I've said this before, but you have to hear it again until it becomes automatic. So that when you're in your zone and you get a text or an email or a phone call or whatever it is, it doesn't spiral you. You don't lose your balance. You're still centered. You're still grounded. One thing I love about my cats is they recover very quickly from things. They could be fighting 1 minute and the next minute they're cool and they're hugging on each other like, things brush off very quickly for them. They don't hold on to things from last week or last month. They can't even, they move on very quickly. And life is very short for them. They don't have time to hold on to every little thing and be petty, right? And they're content for the most part. And they're here, they comfort us, okay? And this is something we have to remember. We're not going to be here forever. You're not going to be stuck in that job, that relationship, that home environment or work environment or whatever, conflict forever. Nothing lasts forever. Everything's a chapter, right? So just bringing that back to your attention, okay? I realize I'm not just teaching, I'm healing too. I'm also healing. When I share this stuff with you and I play it back for me and I'm like, oh my God, I've grown. I guess I wouldn't have been able to do this 5 years ago or 10 years ago. It's like, I've grown where I can be in a position to do this. Okay. I had to overcome the fear of getting on YouTube. I had to overcome the fear of channeling and the fear of writing a book or any book or having it received any kind of way or building a website and all these things. I had to overcome all of this to be in a position to say, if I can do it, so can you. It's all about focus. It's really just about focus and having the patience. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, okay? And if you are on a similar path, and you probably are, okay? This isn't something, only a few people can do. Anyone can connect. Anyone can access this. And I do talk about how to access the Akashic Records. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to say a prayer. You can just dive in. I do it every single day. Every single day. It's a conscious decision. I don't even know, but yeah, most days. And most of the time it's when I'm really relaxed, like when I'm just waking up in the morning. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night, but I'm so relaxed that I can, pick things up, record them in an audio recorder or whatever, a voice memo, whatever, transcribe it. It's done. It's done. You can, interpret it any kind of way. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. Anytime anyone tells you there's only one way, yeah, you're here to break that. You're here to break that. We are system disruptors. We are groundbreakers. We shift things. Okay, we're shakers and movers. All right. We're not here to do the same thing. It's been done. It's been done. We're here to expand on behalf of the new earth, the new generations, the next generations. Okay. We're here to usher in not just the 21st, but 22nd, 23rd century and beyond. We're here to get off of this us versus them, divided and conquered, service to others versus service to self type of conflict that we've been fighting since forever. We're here to remember love, internally, love for ourselves, okay? Self-love is very important. We've been taught it's selfish to love ourselves. We've been taught that it's selfish to put yourself first, whereas we are ruled by people who only do that. But for all you peasants out there, you working class drones, yeah, how dare you be selfish and put your own needs first? How dare you? Especially for women, because women always put themselves last, almost always, okay? We're the nurturers, we're the providers, we're the caregivers, we're the, we're here to just take care of everyone else but ourselves. We will keep pushing off that doctor's appointment. We will keep pushing off that dentist appointment. We will keep pushing off the vacations, okay? Until someone sits us down and says, look, you need to do this. You need to do this. I'm triggered because I'm remembering a woman who was out on a stretcher at a corporate job I had many years ago because she worked herself, literally, she worked herself to death, like so hard. I hope she's okay. I mean, I haven't seen her since she was on that stretcher, but I got out of that environment because I knew I wouldn't last there very long. Okay. And I'm not exaggerating. And this is a well-known company. Okay. But yeah, this is like, we have a choice. We don't have to keep going so hard. We don't have to keep trying so hard. We don't have to, be everywhere all at once and be a people pleaser. We're not here to save anyone. Okay. We're here to reclaim our time, our power, our energy. Yes. Love each other, love your family, be supportive. But when you've reached your limit, it's really up to you to make that change. And that's really what I'm trying to get us to understand, is that we've been given a very special time that's been set aside for us, okay, in this timeline, for us to learn all these very, very important lessons in a very, very important timeline in a very short amount of time. Like, we have to learn these lessons like back to back to back to back. Like, we haven't been able to come up for air in the last decade between the pandemic and the political turmoil and the wars. It's just been nonstop. So we have to stop. We have to pause. We have to say time out. We have to say cut, like we're the director, cut. We have to rewrite the script. We have to tell our stories in a whole new way that's empowering, that's healing, that's going to be something that the next generation can build from, because they're going to wonder, well, what happened? Why did things get so, we have to, make sure that when we pass on the torch, there is a torch there. That fire is strong, okay? And it's, again, the illumination flame from within. It's the third eye, the awakening, okay? And we cannot force them to wake up if they do not want to. We can just tell them, hey, wakey, wakey, and you'll figure it out. But here's some breadcrumbs for you, okay? Check out my website at nikkivasquez.com. It's been really great catching up with you guys. I hope to do it more frequently going forward. I know, I really enjoy connecting with all of you, and these meetings are few and far between, but they always bring things back into focus, getting back to what really matters, the heart of the matter, and exploring and keep going. And I will keep going as far as I can. I will try not to overwhelm you guys or make it redundant. I do want it to be something where it's something that is healing for the collective, because those were my instructions. Keep going, and report back to the collective what you have found. And that's what I'm doing. So with that, check out my books, enjoy, and most of all, happy journeying to you.